Good day, my name is Mokhadi Rametse. I'm the founder and the CEO of KGB Services. Yesterday we're celebrating 32 years of democracy in South Africa, and we know that before that we had apartheid in South Africa, which was very, very hectic. But in 1994 we had the opportunity to end apartheid by having official democratic voting system where everyone was eligible to vote, which was a very, very good thing. That was the first achievement. And today I want to talk about some achievement which I wrote down post democracy. I don't want to talk about what happened in apartheid. That one is the history we do not want to remember. We are moving forward. We are now saying we are in the new democracy. We are focusing on building South Africa. So post 1994, after election where all citizens were able to vote, we have seen that there's been strong legislation framework that talks to freedom of speech, equality, dignity, etc. We have seen constitutional court being established, independence of court, peaceful also, let's talk about that one, peaceful transition from apartheid to the new democracy without civil war. Very, very important. That is a serious achievement. And over and above that, we have seen social development in a country where we are seeing millions gaining access to proper housing. We are seeing a lot of people now having electricity, water, and sanitation. We know there are some areas that are still isolated. They don't have, even at schools, sanitation. Bad. We are not going to talk about it. But there is progress. It's a progress that we would have wanted it to be better, but we have seen such a progress. I remember when I got married many years ago, in the community where I got married into, there was no electricity. The first night it was nightmare because I was coming from the village where the electricity was there, but few months down the line there was electricity. So there has been an improvement in that a lot of villages are now having electricity, not all villages. So we need to state that, to say we need fast tracking in every South African having sanitation, water, and electricity, so that we, as we grow the economy, we become the first world class. And then also we are seeing school enrollment and literacy increasing, which is good. The social grant, I don't agree with this, President Ramaphosa. This 350, I don't agree. But the elderly pension, I agree. I think it's good for our country. But the 350, I think we can do better in increasing employment other than just giving them that 350. I don't agree with it. The healthcare system has also increased. And economic inclusion is very important. We have seen progress, not the one we would want it, in black economic empowerment and other legislation. And we have seen the growth of black middle class. That one we can see. But it's not where we want to be as a country. We are still not there. We are going, but not yet there. So integration into global trade and finance market, we are seeing it. The infrastructure is increasing, and I believe that if municipalities were run properly, governments were run properly, we would not have a problem in infrastructure, particularly the roads, telecoms, and all those. Yeah. And then let's talk about key failures in government. I think economic inequality. South Africa remains one of the most unequal countries in the world. Although the middle class has increased, we still have Alexander and Sandton. That is a pure picture of how South Africa is. The poor are getting poorer, the rich are getting richer. The middle class has increased, and we appreciate that because of some employment, but it's not where we want to see our country. So the wealth gap between the rich and the poor is still very large in South Africa, and it's not an ideal picture. So that for me is a key failure of government, and it's an ongoing challenge. So very high unemployment, especially around youth, because it's around 40%. That is a scary status of any country. We don't want to see ourselves, and we are saying, as one of the failures of our government, it needs to be rectified as soon as possible. The infrastructure problems, we see them, and it's not good for our country. The load shedding, we see there's not load shedding per se, although there's load reduction, but we are seeing some improvement in that area, which we appreciate. But water and municipal services failure is still very bad, because we see municipality returning money. I don't know whether it's the issue of incompetency or what kind of, how should we do it, but we can't be returning money that was meant for something that we budgeted, and we don't deliver in such. Maybe we need to start looking at the municipal managers that we hire and the people that we hire. What is their level of competency? Because if it's just the deployment, then government has to be blamed to say, why do we deploy people that don't have competency and expertise in certain area that can help us fast track and facilitate the delivery services? Because in municipality, a lot of municipality, it is very sad that the service delivery, at some point we can't say is slow. It's not there, the service delivery. So I think that is something that we need to be reflecting on. The government issues, I don't want to talk about corruption, because we'll go to commissions and all those things. But we need a system that can erase this corruption at all, because the corruption in government is so scary. Education and skills gap, is still there. We see the skills mismatch in the labor market, which is not good. That skills gap in the labor market is bad. People are employed in position they can't deliver. Yep. Okay. Then I had to look at exchange rate. Very interesting. What our exchange rate was in 1994 and now. It was between 350 and 430. We are now around 18 to 19. And it varies. Yep. The petrol price. Yeah. You know how much the petrol price is, ne? Now in April 2026. In 1994, it was a liter was between 1 rand and 2 rand. Yep. So what I want to just summarize to say, although we've got freedom, we see equality under the new laws of freedom, we have a peaceful political space. I don't know how many political parties are there, but that is a very peaceful one. And we have expanded social services and human rights, etc. We have our own goal struggles. High unemployment, inequality remains severe. Cost of living increased faster than the income of many. Did you see the grocery? How much is it now? The amount of grocery, the cost of grocery now is very, very sad. A lot of people have to reduce what they used to have on their monthly grocery just to adjust. So I'm saying, President Ramaphosa, please, you and your government, we are praying for you. Please reflect from 1994. There's been good that has been done, but can we improve and fast track to make South Africa a better South Africa and the best economy amongst the world that we can have, because we've got all the potential. So as we celebrate Freedom Day, let's look at how we can fast track South Africa to be one of the best countries in the world, because we've got the potential. President, it's up to you and the government. the entire cabinet.